What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at some more lovely Keyforge cards, which are going to be coming along in mass mutation. The other day I showed you some new Untamed cards, but unfortunately we didn't have enough time in that video to show you all the new Untamed cards and take a proper look and analyze and all of that. So we're back again, finishing off with the other new Untamed cards that were revealed. How lovely! So starting off then, we might as well have a look at Reclaimed by Nature. It is an action card with an amber bonus that reads, purge an artifact, resolve its bonus icons as if you had played it. Oh, this is really, really good artifact hate. And I've said this many times before. As a general rule, you need artifact hate. You really do. Because let's say your opponent gets something down like a Heart of the Forest. Well, the problem is that Heart of the Forest comes along and essentially stops you forging a key. Each player cannot forge keys while they have more forged keys than their opponent. So if your opponent's got a Heart of the Forest, you go up 2 keys to 1, you're not allowed to forge. If you've got no artifact control, it stays out there, and the good Heart of the Forest decks also have a key cheating card, so there will come a turn where your opponent is down 2 keys to 1, they forge at the beginning of their turn, forge a key with a key cheating card, and there is nothing you can do to stop them. We saw that one of the really good cards that we had back in the last expansion in Worlds Collide was Hawk. And the reason we liked Hawk was it just got rid of an artifact. Destroy an artifact if you do gain an amber. Make no mistake about it, Reclaimed by Nature is the untamed version of Hawk. You still get an amber bonus, and now you resolve bonus icons rather than gaining an amber, but this could actually be better, depends on the card. I mean, Heart of the Forest has an amber bonus, yay, but they don't all have amber bonuses. Enhanced icons are new in this set. They are amber, which we've always had, and then capture, damage, and draw, and it does say bonus icons, so remember, this is going to differ. Because there could be an artifact generally that doesn't have any icons, but it could end up having 2 capture, 1 damage, 1 draw, 1 amber enhancement. 5 is the maximum. So if your opponent plays any artifact of a bunch of enhancements, then Reclaimed by Nature is actually going to be a really fun option to both get rid of the artifact and also get all of those bonus icons. This one could be awesome. Just to be clear, there are a million really good artifacts out there. I could mention stuff like Grump Buggy and Iron Obelisk from Brobnar, and that would do the same thing. They're both cards that just stop you forging, and yeah, having both of them in one deck, and we did see this in the final of a Vault Tour one time, is a little bit over the top redonkulous. So suffice to say, both of these together can stop you forging. This will help nicely. But like I've said, there's a million different artifacts we could point out here. Artifact control is very important. This is good artifact control. Resurgence is an action card with a draw enhancement. Because you've got this card in your deck, one of the other cards in your deck will have a draw enhancement. And when you play it, you return a creature from your discard pile to your hand. But if that creature is a mutant, you return another creature from your discard pile to your hand. And this is a very, very interesting one to me. We've seen this kind of stuff in Untamed before. We've seen Regrowth, which just returns a creature from your discard pile to your hand. Now it has an amber bonus, which Resurgence doesn't. But then Resurgence, if you get a mutant, you get to have another one. And just to be clear, right, if you've got a mutant in your discard pile, grab it. So then you get 2 rather than 1. Of course, if the only mutant you've got is a non-untamed card, it means you can't play it this turn, which means you'll have 1 more card in your hand at the end of your turn, which means you'll draw 1 fewer, assuming you've got fewer than 6 cards in hand, at the end of the turn when you draw until you've got 6 cards in hand. So, okay, fair enough. But a lot of the time you're going to want to grab it. It gets your creatures back. And it could have brilliant coming into play skills. There's going to be a few people out there that get Dust Pixie as a legacy card. Dust Pixie, when you play it, gives you a double amber bonus, and then your opponent destroys it, and then you bring it back and play it again. It's one of the reasons we play Regrowth. So that'll work. But any creature with a good coming into play skill will work nicely with this. Any powerful creature that's been destroyed that you want back on the field, Eldest Bear, for instance, great card. If it goes down, you're going to want to get it back. Would be a great option with this. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this is a really good card. And if you've got some really good mutants in your deck as well, this is going to be awesome. How about Savage Clash? It is an action card that destroys each creature except the most powerful enemy creature and the least powerful friendly creature. Now, this one's really interesting to me, because you leave your opponent with a really powerful creature and yourself with a, well, probably not powerful creature. Why would you play this? Firstly, if your opponent's most powerful creature sucks, why not? But secondly, this is a card for when your opponent just has a better setup than you. Simple as that. This is where your opponent has a really nice setup with lots of creatures on the board and you don't. If they've got 8 creatures out, okay, fine. They might have a really powerful creature, but does it matter? Like, alright, you're leaving them with their most powerful creature, but you're getting rid of 7 of their 8 creatures. I'm cool with this. Obviously, it'd be better to destroy everything. We'd rather just get rid of every creature. We'd rather have something like a Gateway to Dis. But having said that, Gateway to Dis gives you chains, which we're not loving. And it destroys all of your creatures as well. What if your least powerful creature is something like an Ember Imp? Again, we don't know what's going to be in the set. It's just an example. But Ember Imp is a phenomenally annoying creature that stops your opponent playing more than 2 cards each turn. So you can get rid of all but their most powerful creature, and you still keep your Ember Imp. That seems alright to me, ladies and gentlemen. That kind of seems alright to me. I like this a lot. I'm not saying it's perfect. I know leaving your opponent with the most powerful creature sucks, but it reminds me a lot of Unnatural Selection. You choose 3 friendly and 3 enemy creatures and destroy each other. Now, to be fair, Unnatural Selection does leave it in your hand as to what is kept and what goes away, but it's still a not quite board wiping but could really help anyway kind of card. And we've looked at 3 actions, so we might as well finish off with an artifact. Mushroom with a View. I see what they did there. Now, it's got a natural amber bonus. There is another amber capture and a draw on the card, but they are enhancements brought in from other cards in the deck. There is no guarantee that you're actually going to be able to get these on the card. And it's got an Omni ability, meaning you can use it regardless of what your active house is. Heal 1 damage from each friendly creature. And this is a very, very board state dependent card. There are so many games of... I've played a lot of Keyforge, and I'm assuming a bunch of you probably have as well. There are a lot of times, a lot of games, where you're just one-hit KOing each other's creatures. You're just destroying each creatures in 1 hit. And if everything's going down in 1 hit, the fact that you can heal is just irrelevant. But they might not be going down in 1 hit. And if they're not going down in 1 hit, that makes a big, big difference. If your opponent is playing cards that... something like Throwing Stars, for instance. Very nice card. What Throwing Stars does is it spreads a little bit of damage around. You get to deal 1 damage to up to 3 creatures and gain 1 damage for each creature destroyed this way. Now, this will thwart Throwing Stars in 2 different ways. Firstly, if they just deal 3 damage to 3 different creatures, you heal them off, yay! Secondly, what they're going to really want to do with Throwing Stars is they're going to want to whittle your creatures down until they've got 1 health remaining, and then drop throwing stars to destroy those creatures. Well, Mushroom with a View lets you heal 1 from each of your creatures each turn, making it, if not impossible, certainly significantly more difficult for your opponent to whittle your creatures down and then get a KO with throwing stars. Yay! I mean, we could also look at something like Whistling Darts that gives you an amber bonus and deals 1 damage to each enemy creature. But what you do here is you heal 1 from each of your friendly creatures, and Whistling Darts becomes get an amber bonus, which is fine, it's not terrible, but you're completely undoing the effect of the card. There are going to be plenty of times that Mushroom with a View does nothing, but then there's going to be plenty of times where it does do something, and on those turns, it's going to be kind of awesome. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I think about these new cards. That's why I think they're kind of fun. But I'd like to know what you think, what combos you're going to be looking out for, which your favourites are, etc. So go nuts in the comment section, but please remember the rule. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where you can find out about Digimon and a whole bunch of other games, and please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all those kind of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.